You really have to hustle and you have to find your way and you have to work hard. I mean, I cannot complain and like of course it's gonna be hard. Everybody will say it's hard, but like you're in the city where everyone is like one of the best in the world.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the GC 360 podcast, filmed right here in the Garden City, New York Media Studios in downtown Garden City, New York. I'm your host, Katherine O'Connell. Well, parents, as the school year officially comes to a close, you're probably searching for a good summer program to enroll your child into. But summer programs can be very pricey and not easy to navigate. Well, how about a free summer program that introduces your child to the amazing world of fashion? My guest today has combined her passion for fashion and her love for academic excellence. Tracy Dizon is a fashion designer and writes the fashion design curriculum at New York Edge. Tracy, thank you so much for joining us.
Woo!
New York Edge works directly with schools and students to offer tailored after-school and summer programs that empower students to reach their full potential, making learning and growth feel fun while igniting a sense of possibility. Tracy, you are so amazing. I can't wait to hear all about you. So can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Woo! I'm Tracy. I'm so happy. And like, I love your introduction.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm Tracy Dizon. Are you ready for my list of me? No.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Let's
Tracy
hear it.
Dizon. I'm a fashion designer. I'm a milliner. Milliner is a hat designer. I'm also an illustrator, live painter, mural artist, but my main bread and butter right now is my New York Edge curriculum writer. So
That's
a lot
amazing.
of things to juggle.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a handful of things going on there.
Yeah.
So, Tracy, I know that you were born in the Philippines and you came over to New York not too long ago.
Mhm.
So, how about you tell us a little bit about that transition and what it's been like coming here from the Philippines?
Yeah, so like I'm actually just 5 years old here in New York. I'm a 5-year-old New Yorker, and I'm soon to be like I'm exploring so many things. I'm a single mom as well, so like it's a lot to juggle. But like it had been our family dream to move to New York, but it's not easy. It's like everybody has the New York dream, but you have to hustle. You really have to hustle, and you have to find your way, and you have to work hard. I mean, I cannot complain and like of course it's gonna be hard. Everybody will say it's hard, but like you're in the city where everyone is like one of the best in the world. So like I just have to like be a big girl and like power through. Yay, girl power.
Yes, girl power. So, tell us a little bit about the work that you did in the Philippines.
Oh, Philippines. Philippines is my heart. Yeah, I of course say Filipinos represent Pinoy. So like in the Philippines, my first job was a costume designer. I tell you, I have so many hats, but like I'm a costume designer, and then interestingly, I was in Project Runway Philippines season 2. So like like the most famous fashion contest on TV. We also had that, so I had that moment, and things kind of like started there. I became like a full-fledged fashion designer, but like I really worked my way up. Like I was competing. I was trying on so many competitions from the Philippines and around the world. And like after 12 years of joining a lot of contests, that's things started to fall into place. I got into New York Fashion Week in Fashion Week Brooklyn. So like that's where I kind of really felt like, oh, maybe New York is my place, because I was so much appreciated here. There's like my colors, my energy. They all like everyone here always appreciates my energy. So I think that's my charm in anything. Like, of course, I'm gonna say you have to work hard, but you always have to put a good smile everything will be better with a good smile.
Absolutely. You have a great smile.
I think.
So what has it been like working in New York? What have you done so far?
Oh, if I will tell you like the polar opposite of like when I started. I even started like I was applying for work, and I've been working for, I will not say the name, but I've been working for some fashion house before, and I was already a week in the fashion house, and apparently I wasn't officially employed and I wasn't paid. Like I really did the part. And then like, oh, and I couldn't really blame anyone for that. It's just the city stuff. So and then of course fashion is tougher. So there will be like things like this. So but like that's where I started to know my way around, like backward engineer things, and like know the right people. My mentor Richie Rich from Heatherette helped me so much, and like my director from Fashion Week Brooklyn also helped me a lot in like um introducing me to the city, introducing me to the right people in the community. And that's when I started to realize that like New York is New York is not only great because of like how you see it from, I was coming from the outside. I was coming from all the way to Manila. New York is great because of the community that you build. Like like even coming in here is like, oh, I know him from Fashion Week Brooklyn. Like it's the world that you build and the people that you meet. You're not going to be supported by anyone if you don't give back. It's always kind of like giving back, and so that's where I kind of like led to where I'm at. That like I my direction, my compass of finding my way is like always where I can give back, and I can, it's like a mutual love for the city, mutual love for the community. So much love.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think as a lot of us working in creative fields, it's more about the journey along the way, and
Yes.
getting there and making it and finding our way throughout this whole process is really what it humbles us. It makes us stronger. It makes us better, and we appreciate everything that's around us. So to switch gears a little bit, can you tell us what your favorite clothing item to create is, and tell us more about Tiara?
Oh, my baby. So of course, my favorite fashion piece that I like to make are hats, because hats you can really go crazy. And like as my idol Coco Chanel, because I feel French. Coco Chanel used to be a hat designer before she really became a big fashion house. So like I always think of myself like, oh, I started with hats, maybe I'll become Coco Chanel someday. That like I love hats because like it gives you tiara. I That's why I named my brand Tiara by Tracy Dizon. It's like a crown. It's always like a crowning moment, and it makes you feel elevated. But like but like I'll be honest, my hat designs are, well, I can do the traditional mainstream, but like if if I have the whole creative power in the world, I will create like buildings, buildings all over my hats. And
That's amazing.
yeah, it's like I love expressing and elevate it. Maybe because I'm short. Maybe because I'm short that I like another elevation.
That's so cute. So would you say that a lot of your fashion inspiration does come from Coco Chanel, or do you have any other fashion inspo
Oh
that
my
helps you
god,
to
I
create?
love this question, girl. Yeah, I'm more of like I love looking up to powerful women, because like I think that's how I grounded myself of like, oh, I'm a single mom at first, and then first of all I'm a single mom, and then I see a lot of like, it's there's the ironic part is there aren't a lot of female figures in fashion. They're more like, Galliano, like they're more, but like I'm more inspired with like Coco Chanel, but you don't see the Coco Chanel in me. I'm so bright right now. My main fashion god is Betsy Johnson, of course, and Betsy Johnson, Anna Sui. I love. I love the incorporation of just enjoying being a woman. And like even if Coco Chanel is more of the more like like it's not mainstream, it's like really elevated, elegant and minimalist style. I still see myself in her because she just enjoys the like being a woman, embraces the female shape. Like we don't have to, like when she made like the Chanel suit, we don't have to have a specific shape. Everyone will look great in a Chanel suit. So that's one of my dreams, to have a Chanel suit.
That's beautiful. I love that. So obviously, you wear many hats, figuratively and literally, from being a clothing designer, an illustrator, a commission artist. So, can you tell us how you started as an educator?
Oh, my journey as an educator, it goes hand in hand with like, I think it started. I had my son is already 20, so I'm not 20 years old. I'm not revealing my age, but it started from there. I was a fashion student. I had my son, and then I started feeling a little bit guilty, like because you're a mom, do I buy that expensive, nice dress, or do I give my son some diapers? It's funny, but but it started with that I started thinking that like I have to find like not really a backup, but like a support direct branch support plan B, that like I I want to continue on with my artistry, with my craft, with my fashion, but I want something more of a constant, a solid background that like I would love, like as I was growing up as a mom, as a young mom, um, I I didn't like to party that much. With like partying is networking in the world of fashion, but like I also want to come home to my son, and so that's where I wanted to like go to the path of education. That I'm going to a class, and then I'm going home, and then I'm gonna see my son. Like it my compass my I love my compass. I keep talking about the compass. My compass of like judgment is like I want to have like that. I want to have my cake and eat it, that I can have my fashion world, but then also have something constant. And the part of that as well is I love learning. I'm such a nerd, so like I keep thinking I it's ironic because as student, I was very studious, but I'm also rebellious. I mean, back in the days, I don't want to reveal my age, but back in the days, it's like it's not the way it is now, that like education is more really technical stuff. um your pop culture things, the things that you read in magazine, you don't really find it in your books. But now, like now that I'm an educator myself, I find like this joy that I can incorporate those things that brings me joy as a young person, like when I was a student, that like how can I reel in the interest of the young ones? So this is through pop culture, through the social media. So that's where I kind of like get excited that I write different things, that it's not really that different because it's out there, but the difference is you put it in the academic field, that um there's all you can always learn, and in anything that you see in the world, you can learn. So like, with that being said, like this pop culture things, you have to curate it in a way that kids can learn. Not only like, oh, they're just doing TikTok and this and that, but then what if you teach them something that goes beyond their interests, but also they're learning. So like that's where I kind of started my thing. Like my first lecture as a university lecturer is about kawaii fashion. It's about Japanese fashion that's I was so passionate about. But at the same time, when I was researching as a student, I couldn't find anything about it. I had to like go really dig into deep like pop culture around the world to learn about something. And why not like put that put that context in the education system, that the kids can learn about different culture without like really trying to find like well, it was harder during my time.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, fashion is always ever changing. There's
Yes.
always a lot of different things. So
Hmm.
I'm sure there's a lot of different topics that you can touch on to kind of make things different, change it up,
Yeah.
talk about new things, talk about fashion of the past. I mean, I would definitely love to take your class. I think it
Oh,
sounds very
thank
interesting.
you.
So tell us a little bit more about New York Edge.
Oh, so with New York Edge, the funny thing was like it was pandemic that like I was fresh because 2019 it was my first year in New York. I didn't know like I know that I wanted to be in New York. That was the dream, but like I didn't know where do I go? Do I go to Betsy Johnson and like please adopt me? No, but like and then I saw the listing of New York Edge, and the description is like after school offering different kinds of it's not only fashion, they offer like animation, we're doing like music production, um there's the theater, there's sports, there's like all the different kinds of things, and they're like wow, and then they're really looking for specialists, like really people who are niching on their craft. So like oh I want like this is gonna be my dream job. I really was like applying every month, like oh, but like that was pandemic, so it was kind of. But here I am. I'm working for them. But like I love that like New York Edge kind of lives up to the name New York Edge. We're very edgy because it's really edgy because like right now I worked on a summer program together with my work partner Connor. He's a professional drummer, and we did a music fashion fusion of like we made an experience that the students will learn music and at the same time different music genres, and then the fashion that coincides with that. So like for example jazz music, they're learning about jazz beats, jazz. I don't know nothing about jazz well no, but like at the same time the fashion part, we're doing bow ties because the bow ties are very like very dapper, very like very jazz inspired. And like another very interesting genre is like hip hop. Like we're learning beatboxing. The kids are learning beatboxing while they're like pimping up their sneakers. They're recycling their jeans. So like it's I have for me like I'm with a 13 years of my teaching experience, I have not seen that anywhere. But like, and I'm so proud that I was able to be a part of something very innovative, very experimental. But I think it's like really when we started presenting it to the different schools, everyone was like just saying, I wish I had this class when I was a child. And like I feel that I'm also like my inner child is healing, that like oh this is the same reason that I wanted to teach, because of wanting this topics, this lessons learned in school, that I don't have to, kids can like, you know be a little bit wild, rebel here and there. They won't need to rebel and like seek for something else if they find something really fun in school. So like that's like the main thing, and I like to be like part of that. I love that I'm in a nonprofit that really serves the community. It goes with my philosophies, it goes with my personal values. So yeah, I'm here for it. And guys, please.
Yeah, how would somebody, if they're interested in the summer camp, how would they go about trying to register for it or learning more
Yeah,
information about
learning
it?
for like we're online, NewYorkEdge.org, and like I we like there are like I believe there are 132 schools like that we are partnered with all over New York, not only New York City but also in Long Island. Yay! Ooh,
Ooh.
shout out. But like I believe like the more demands, the more interest that there are, just go to the website and learn more about it. The more interest, the more we can expand out there. And I like the idea that I'm working with a very strong organization that has a good reach, because like I can be like just one teacher for a class, and I'm just writing this for one class. But right now it elevated into like, oh, all these plans of mine, of what, like all my expertise that I put in, it's not only for one class. This can be for 130 class in New York City. And then that's kind of cool that like you put your interest, like maybe on a personal and selfish level, I put my interest, but also there's a love for it. Like I can share my passion that like I would love to have kids like appreciate fashion, even not only girls, even boys. I have this like funny story with my sixth grader boys that like didn't care about fashion. They're just like there doing like STEM and stuff. But then like few months after, they would come up to me, "Hey, Miss Tracy, what's the concept of your outfit today?" So like that's one of my biggest heart, that like to give them appreciation not only for the things that they're used to, but like maybe who knows, like the best designers out there didn't start as designers. They're like architects or different, who knows. So one of the kids who are like, they didn't know that they're interested with fashion will become the best designer out there.
Yeah, it's super interesting. So to change the topic a little bit, it's apparent that you love to give back to the community. Can you tell us a little bit more about other philanthropy that you do?
So like my ultimate fashion empire dream is to build like a big fashion empire. And we have a podcast as a witness that I said this. Someday you will put back in the recording and then like, oh, she's now a big empire. But um I always work with my heart, and one of the biggest things that I work work with and work for is supporting single moms. I live in a shelter when I was a single mom, like when I was carrying my son. So that's always has been like one of the best inspiration and source of like I always feel humbled that like if I was in that lowest point, that I didn't have a place to stay, I didn't know what to do. Everyone can be everyone can be in a crisis, but you can still rise above it. So the ultimate fashion dream, not only a fashion dream, I guess life dream, is when I build my fashion empire, I would also want to build a shelter for single moms out there, because from the start, like I will not have gotten where I am if I wasn't supported by my community. And I think that's always like how I want to give back, that like as I was supported by my community in different ways, I want to give back in a way that like whatever I had received, I want to give back. I had good education, I'm giving back good education to the world. I was supported when I was in a crisis. A single mom, lost girl, don't be like me. I'm just kidding. But like but it all came to a good recollection, and then here I am trying to pay forward. And I hope like back home I always visit that shelter whenever I had a chance. Of course now I moved here in New York, but I still want to continue on to give back in that way, that like um I try to be more supportive and try to be more sensitive with like children with single parents. Like I love that, like the empathy that I've learned from it is something that's like irreplaceable. And like I think I did not only have a degree in fashion, I also had a degree in motherhood.
Oh, well, that's so sweet, and it's very inspiring. You know, a lot of people come from humble means or difficult things, and they're really the ones who are able to accomplish these incredible things. So, I think that's really fantastic.
It's a grit. It's like people with like hardship. So like I mean, you like this is also something I tell my students, because like we teach like a really we swing all ways, that like different kinds of people we see in our classes. I always teach them, like, because sometimes they think their teachers couldn't relate to them, that like, oh, we're just oh, this is the standard that we want. and they keep thinking, oh, I can't do it. Like, I have so many problems in my own, especially middle schoolers. But like, I always tell them that like everybody has their crisis, everybody goes through something, but it's the best way is to stand. You fall several times, you stand up more times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, it's not only about like, of course I look fun and fashionable, but like I try to keep it real, even if like I look like a fantasy kawaii anime character. But like I try to keep it real in that way that I always reel them back into like, I we we are people that we all can relate to each other.
That's
Yay.
beautiful. So, do you have any other fashion events coming up or anything, any big projects you're working on?
Well, the current big project I'm working on is my summer program, the Music Fashion Fusion, and like it's like really fun, and I'm very very proud of it. It's another, as my fashion collections are my babies, and my hats are my baby, and my son is my baby. My curriculum writing is also another baby of mine that I'm very proud of. Like, I hope you get to like, maybe sometime we can circle back in, and I'll update you guys with how awesome our program is.
Yes, please do. So, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you about designing something or to learn more about your fashion, what would be the best way for them to contact you?
Well, I have my website, tracydizon.nyc. tracydizon.nyc, right? I have it, yeah. And like New York Edge also has a website. Well, you can all check out New York Edge, newyorkedge.org, for more information about the cool, edgy education that we do. And but my website, you'll see how busy I am with like so many hats and so many outfits and whatnot.
I love that. So, Tracy, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers before we
No,
wrap things up?
I would just like to thank you guys. This is such a fun experience. I love like podcast is like the coolest thing out there. I feel like I think I had my pulse in this, and I really enjoyed talking to you. And yeah,
Yeah, it's been amazing talking to you. I've loved to learn all about fashion and what's going on with you and all the exciting things that you have coming up. So I thank you so much for being a fantastic guest here.
oh, it's such a pleasure, and I'm thankful as well. And giving this get, having to get this chance to be heard out there is like, it's a wonderful. I want, like, whenever I post my Instagram, like in my Instagram, I always kind of, my mindset is like to bring out joy, to share the joy out there. And this is also like one of those ways to share joy. So like, thank you for giving me a chance to share my joy and my happiness with your audience.
Well, you are the epitome of joy and happiness. So thank you so much, Tracy, for being a fantastic guest. And thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the GC360 podcast. And we hope to see you next time. Bye.